How to feel good all day, every day. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. I'm going to approach this video a little different. I want to say up front, I answer questions in the comments of my videos. And in this video, I want to kind of turn it around. And I want to say to you all, really, we all should know the answers to these questions that are asked, because doesn't it seem a little odd to you that we don't know the answers to these questions? And before I get into this main video, I'm going to go to another slide to deal with a question that comes up in the comments. And that question, we should know the answer to that too. But why don't we know how life works? Why are we struggling so much as a human race in so many ways? Surely there must be something missing, because let's stand back for a minute. Let's look at this universe and let's look at the solar system and the sun, and then you've got the planets and the moons and the orbits and all that kind of thing going on. It just keeps going day after day. And then you have planet Earth, and you have the water cycle, and you have the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. And you have the human body, and then we keep reproducing, and more humans in and out, in and out, in and out. And the human body is just so amazing how it works. And we eat food, and it knows how to take all that food apart and put it in parts of the body. And we don't have to keep our heart beating. We don't have to tell our body to digest food, and it just works. And all this intelligence around us as we stand back, that keeps everything going. And does it make sense that an intelligence like that, and the intelligence that we are as human beings, and we have this conscious mind and this body, that we would come here, that the universe would set all this beautiful stuff up so that we could come here for a miserable life where we didn't know why things happened, and we had to put up with the lack of things we wanted and don't really know how to get them, and things happen in our bodies and we don't know why, and we don't know how to deal with that. It just doesn't make sense if you stand back and you think about it. Why doesn't life flow smoother? Why isn't it a better experience for everybody? And the answer really to that question is that we just lack education. That's all there's to it. I mean, if you go to play a sport and you don't know anything about that sport, and they put you on the field, and it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun at all. And if you were going into a dance competition and you never had any dance instruction, it's not going to be fun at all. And if you tried to build a bridge and you never got any education on building bridges, it's not going to turn out good. You can just go down the list. We know these things. We know if we don't get educated and trained with skills to do things, then we just cannot have fun doing them, and they don't turn out well. Well, why should life on planet Earth be any different? Why doesn't every human being know why we came here? Why did we came here? And who we really are? Our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, the power of our mind, our thoughts, our thought energy, our emotions. Why don't we understand how that stuff all works in terms of how our life is playing out? Why don't we understand why things happen as they do? We should know the reason. When anything happens, we should be able to say, oh, I know why that happened. Absolutely clearly know why absolutely everything happens. Why don't we know how desire is born in terms of the physical things, so that we can do our part and allow that to happen? Why are so many people trying to figure out how to get what they want, and really trying all kinds of things and not sure of any of it, and even maybe getting some things but not other things? I mean, just across the board. So why is that? Why do we not have a life where we know all the answers and can get up in the morning and look forward to our day and feel that we're in charge of it, and that we can have it roll out the way we want it to go? And it's because we don't have the education. And like I said in those other things, if you try to do something without education, instruction, and training, well, try flying an airplane. If you're up in a plane and somebody puts you in the seat and says, okay, you're going to drive the plane now, right? You're going to fly this plane, and you've never been any training. Well, there's an immediate example for you. That is not going to go well. Okay, so again, it's like that for humanity. We just haven't been given the user's guide, right? The training manual. And so we got to get it. And it's a creative process. The creative process is that body of knowledge that gives us answers to all of those questions. And you would know, if you had that and you thoroughly understood it, you would know how to feel good all day, every day. And you wouldn't be scratching your head right now thinking, is this guy crazy? How is it that I'm going to feel good all day, every day when these things are going on in my life? How can you feel good about that, right? And the fact is, if you know what it's going on and you know why it's happening the way it is and how it's serving you, then it's easy to feel good. But it's pretty well impossible if you don't. It's like pick up a guitar, and if you know how to play it, it's simple and it's enjoyable. But if you've never been trained with any of that music, then you have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. And then imagine trying to teach somebody else how to play guitar, right? That's kind of like it is in humanity. We grow up with people who don't know how it works, teaching us something that they don't know how it works. And then it's just generation after generation after generation. So I wanted to add that in at the beginning of this video because I don't mind asking or answering these questions. I've studied for a long time and I've worked at this for a long time. And I do know how it works. And I did put it together in a book. And whether you use my book or another book, I don't care. I would love to see you get the knowledge, get educated on how life works, because it's going to make it a whole lot better experience for you. And you're going to feel in charge of your life. And no matter what happens, you'll feel in charge to change it. And wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be a nice place to be? And get up every day and know that you are not subject to the world around you, but you get to decide how it plays out. So give that some thought. And let me go into this video. So the first place I'm going to go is into this one, because I get asked about why do bad things happen to children. See, we all should know the answer to that question. And if we did, the bad things would stop happening. Because as I explain this, you'll see what I mean. So a child is a sponge for energy. Now we as adults, we are thinking, and so our energy is our energy, but we do have faulty beliefs. So even though our conscious mind can think thoughts, sort of if we don't focus our conscious mind, which we haven't been trained to do, our mind flops a lot. You could say we kind of got a lazy mind. That's not being condescending. That's just saying that's the way it is. An unfocused mind is a lazy mind. And our mind tends to roam around through the day on topic after topic and up and down and side and back and forth. We have not been taught to focus our mind. So that's what's happening, that our faulty beliefs are kind of running our life. And as soon as we learn to take charge of our conscious mind and focus it, we can get rid of those faulty beliefs through that focused process. However, what we're doing right now is we're influencing that child who's sponging up the energy from us. And so we're feeding a lot of, we don't mean to do it, but we do it, and we put a lot of low vibration energy into the child. They sponge it up, just absorb it from what we're doing. We're broadcasting it, and they're picking it all up. And then something will happen to the child, because the law of attraction is not looking at and say, oh, that's a child, I'll treat them differently than you as an adult. If they have a negative energy, I'm not going to return a negative energy to them. See, the law of attraction doesn't say that. It just is looking for, oh, that energy is there, I'm going to find an energy that matches it and bring it to it. It doesn't know it's a child or an adult or, teenager. It doesn't ask. The law of attraction doesn't know that kind of thing. It just returns the energy that it picks up. So you can see how we're setting the child up to have the bad things going on, what we call bad things. And also in the area of body ailments, is that, well, why is that child sick? why do they get this sickness? It's not a sickness. It's an energy misalignment. It's the child is high vibration. Their body is high vibration. And when we introduce negative energy into that child, in their vibration, then it interferes with their body and mind, and then things start to happen. And what do? We don't know what's going on, right? We don't know how life works. We don't have the education, so we think, oh, we got to take our child to the doctor. There's something wrong with our child. And there is nothing wrong with your child. It has an energy misalignment from the negative energy that has been, it's been subjected to. And then the doctor doesn't know what's going on because the doctor doesn't know energy either. So the doctor's looking for ways to give the child something to try to relieve the symptoms, and doesn't understand anything that they're symptoms of energy misalignment, not symptoms of anything gone wrong with the child. So then the thing that is given to the child really often makes it even worse, and then the child grows up and they're believing that they got this condition, and then you can see how that all snowballs into all kinds of things that are just not pleasant, and then that child lives out another generation with faulty beliefs, and on it goes. So this is the reason that things are happening to children that are not pleasant. It's us, but we don't do it intentionally. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know how we're doing it to them. But now you do, because I'm telling you. And so you got the awareness now. So you want to really start making some changes. Certainly not only for yourself to get your own life in order and have it the joyous expansion that you came for, but you certainly want to do that for your children. I mean, there's not a more loving thing that you could do for another person on the planet than to be in a vibration state yourself, because that is influencing them in that way. And that's what we want to be doing. So if we want the children to have better lives, then we've got to stop putting the low vibration energy on them, and we got to surround them with this nice high vibration energy. And then they'll grow up knowing how worthy they are, and how powerful they are, and how wonderful this universe is, and how wonderful life is. And they'll live the natural life of high vibration, which is where things flow the way we want them to flow, and we're in charge as the creators of our reality. Okay, so that is that slide. Now, in terms of this main video here, so the way that life works in terms of how you can feel good all day, every day, and why you would want to, I'm going to cover that too. It's by knowing that everything is serving you. No matter what happens in your day, I don't care what you tell me, I can tell you how it's serving you. And you're going to see this, and now you're going to be able to tell it to yourself. So if you have a job you don't like, your inner being sets up the one that you do like, sets it up as a vibrational reality, high vibration, because in having it, it's positive emotion, you like it, you want it, it's all emotional. If people are rude to you, just belligerent or disrespectful, that causes you to want something that is more loving and supportive and encouraging and cooperative. That's what you want, and your inner being sets that kind of experience up for you. If you are lacking in any kind of material wealth or prosperity, your inner being knows you've asked for that and sets up more of that for you to receive. If you have questions about anything, your inner being will set up the answers. If your body is not feeling good, it's because you got you're carrying on with some negative energy about something in your life, and you've interfered with yourself. But even so, your inner being knows the blueprint for perfect health, always has it, and is sending it your way. But the cells will receive that and do what they know how to do to fix everything all up. But your negative energy about your life is blocking that. So you stay in that situation until you clear that up. So if you know this, it's really completely different, as you can see, is if you don't know it. If you don't know it, then you just keep living here, and you keep looking at what you have, and faulty beliefs will tell you that you're stuck there, or you're not good enough to have something more, or how are you ever going to get out of there, you don't have the resources, or there's any number of things a faulty belief will tell you. And that's not fun at all. So that's, again, like I said earlier, that person who, say, goes into the dance competition and they have no training and it's not a fun experience. Well, as you come into human life and you have no training and education about how it works, you can see it's not very much fun either. right? Because we just don't know how to make changes and get out of this stuff, and how it's serving us. And how is it serving us? Well, let's look. Well, it's making us aware of our current vibration, our beliefs. It's making aware of faulty beliefs, because the reason we invite, our vibration is inviting things we don't want, is because of faulty beliefs. And so in knowing that, we can say, oh, that's okay. Now I know that's happening. I can go to work and start thinking differently about these things. Stop blaming them, complaining, whining about them, talking to other people about them, and perpetuating that energy that just keeps me inviting the same thing back over and over and over. Now I'm going to change my story. I'm going to get rid of this old face here, and I'm going to put some happy feeling thoughts into these things. I'm going to look at the positive aspects. I'm going to look at how I do like these things, what I do like and appreciate about them, and what's working about them. And I can do that, and it's even easier to do that because I know now that my inner being has all this set up. So the better experience is on the way. And that's the other thing that that makes it a good situation, is that we do know the better situation is on the way, and the path to it is today. In 60 seconds of good feeling thought energy, you can be on the path. So if you will focus on positive aspects of the things in your life that you don't totally like, but just focus them on the positive aspects, and if you will feel the realness of the things that you want, and emotionally you can do that. You can feel the emotional presence and that they're on the way. And then you generally just go through your day wherever you are, and you're looking at positive aspects. And some things in your day will be things you really like, and it's easy for you to feel good about them. So that's great. But anywhere where you feel negative emotion, you just realize, okay, wait, now let me choose a better thought on that. So the creative process, that knowledge of life really helps you to focus in that way, so that you're keeping your mind focused in a way that is streaming high vibration energy to the law of attraction. And that keeps you on receiving the path of details in your daily life. And so that's why you want to feel good all day, every day. Not only how to do it, but why you would want to do it. If you don't do it, then you're blocking yourself from receiving the path, and then you're just stuck here in a life that you don't like. Well, why would you do that? Well, you'd only do it because you don't know what else to do. So that's, again, why you can see the education of the creative process, the knowledge of life is so important. If you want to play the game of life, if you want to play in the sandbox and have the joyous expansion that you came for, you got to know how it works. And as you do, right, you're not gonna flip overnight. But if you go through the learning process and understand it, and then start to apply it, right, which I help to do in the 7 stages of manifestation change. It's a very nice methodical process of learning and then applying it and seeing how the changes are progressing. That really helps sort of transform from the old faulty beliefs into our natural high vibration life. So that's how you can feel good all day, every day, and certainly why you would want to. And, you can know all of the answers to the questions that are asked in this channel. And you really want to aim for that. You want to know how life works. You want to know why you came here. You want to know the wholeness of who you are, your power, how your mind, the power of your mind works in conjunction with universal resources, why things happen as they do, and how you can change them, what your part is even in the collective consciousness that determines how things happen on planet Earth. We want to know how to play the game of life, and humanity hasn't known that for a long, long time. So it's time that we get the user's guide, the book that shows us how it all works. And again, if you want to get it from my book, The Book of Life, that's a place you can get it, if you can find it somewhere else. But you absolutely must get the education on how it all works, and then it's going to be a lot more fun for you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for this video. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.